Welcome to the Xavia Fox Talk Show. And so we are filming live tonight, in front of a live audience, as you know.
Advice for women in relationships, and you kind of pick back on what you said about talking about advice for women in relationships, and kind of piggyback off of what he was saying about them being so selective. Do they need to be a little bit more lenient with men and trying to make some concessions?
Well, I would tell.
Okay, Dean and Tish. Dean, you think women need to make some concessions so they don't stay single? Tish, what you got to say? Dean, come on up to the mic.
Big brother almighty.
Oh my God!
Okay. In that segment, you talked about women's role being traditional. You wanted a woman that cooked for you, that did laundry, and did the traditional things. And so my question was, okay, so you want the woman to be submissive and step up, or follow.
Oh, you said concessions. That was the concession one. That was the concessions one. He said concession.
But throughout the series, he was talking about having that traditional
okay,
woman.
okay.
So my question is, you're asking a woman, should she make concessions? Why would you want her to make concessions just to have you, but you want her to step up biblically and submit to you just to be with you?
Well, first of all, and Xavia, thank you. Everybody here, all the guests. I don't really play into the whole submission bit as was suggested on the video. What I think what was coming across was me trying to parlay that statement into women trying to stay within their role as far as the relationship is concerned. So submitting in a sense where, like you say, the things we talk about. Cooking and cleaning, maybe scratching my back, maybe, patting me on the back when I get home, to let me know, hey baby, how's your day? It was at work, etc. That's what I mean. I don't play in the submission as far as the conversation, the previous conversation that just took place. I don't play into it in such a sense where I'm telling a woman to pretty much put herself in my whim. Okay, that's not what I was speaking to. I was speaking to black women having a problem with that because black women pretty much call their own shots in this day and age. All right, you all make your own money, you all have your houses, education, etc. Those roles have been reversed, and so the social dynamic in a relationship between a black man and a black woman, and let me remind everybody here that we only speaking in this conversation from an African American perspective. We're not talking about any other races or other cultures, correct? Yes? So we only can come from this from our perspective. So when we argue about how white men treat their women, and we talk about how Becky got a 4-carat diamond from her husband and etc., we talk about that because their cultural dynamics are different than ours. Yes? So that's what I was getting at.
Okay, I guess I was a little confused by the question because I guess then, are you saying now, because African American women have more opportunity and more independence, that we should lower our expectations to be able to get a man?
No, that's not. No, don't lower your expectations, but understand that obviously there's some scarcity within the black community. I mean, most black women prefer to date black men.
Okay.
And since there are not a lot of qualified, eligible black men that meet your standards, that's why I'm saying that might be where you may have to make some concessions and say, well, if I don't want to date outside my race, then this is what I got to deal with. But if you're going to deal with it, then, deal with it. I mean, you pick and choose who you want to date. I'm not saying you accept anything from any man like everybody was saying. The brother ain't. He's not worth your time. Then move on to something else. But when I say make concessions, I say make concessions in the sense where if he's worth it, then yes, play your part, play your role.
So wait on a potential to flourish. Oh, I'm sorry.
Well, a lot of women do that. A lot of women do that with the expectancy that he will come into.
Realize that's a contrast to what Xavier said, because pretty much what you're saying is go along with the hoopty and put the oil in every two locks.
I mean,
I'm asking you to clarify to me. Is that what you're saying?
if it works for you, then do that.
Okay, that's all. I just needed to understand because when I was at home watching it, I was like, whoa! Now you want me to step it up so I can be with you?
You know, there was, you know, the women's rights movement started in 1920, right? So, no, I want to make a point. Let me make a point. No, I'm not going to leave it alone. No, I'm not going to leave it alone. Can I make a point? Can I make my point?
All right, let's speak at the same time.
That's it. You guys.
I want to make my point. Let me make my point real quick.
Oh, wow.
So what I was getting ready, let me make my point before you cut me off. Well, what I was getting ready to say was that you all have gotten to a point, and I applaud you all. You all have gotten to a point where you've accomplished so much, and you've empowered yourself in the society so much, where picking a man is a really big deal for you all. And that's only where I was going with that.
Okay.
That, you know, you know, I've been blessed. I don't really fall in that category where I gotta sit here and defend myself because I got an education. I've done a lot. You know, I didn't have any kids out of wedlock, etc. You know, I ain't been on drugs, etc. So I was one of them brothers that, you know, obviously was an exception. But I know there's a lot of brothers out here that don't meet your criteria. You know, they don't have the education, they don't have the look or whatever it is that you all are looking for. So I say that because, you know, you all have high standards, and so you want a man that meets your standards. And so that's the only place where I was going with that comment.
Okay, thank you, Dean. But can I just please say something? I'm sorry I was over there burning in my seat. Hi, everybody. First of all, I'm allergic to bullshit. Excuse me for burning. So the thing is, I'm saying is, women, we have to love ourselves. There's nothing wrong with being single. Nothing. And we should have preferences. Men and women should have preferences. There's nothing wrong with that. So first we need to love ourselves. If you love you, that love is going to exude out and you're going to attract what comes from you. So all I'm trying to say, what I want men to do, come on, Jeff, what you men are not going to do tonight is going to twist us women. You have your version and we have ours. So my thing is just be open and honest so we can come to some solution. Yeah. Because men and women don't want to be real.
But can we really be honest? Yeah.
I can, because I'm like an open book. Just read me. Yeah.
A lot of women don't want to be submissive.
But see, the thing is, you know what? Submission.
Wait a minute. They got a mic. They have a mic.
First of all, I'm so sick of this is happening. What is sister at?
Wait.
Okay.
Wait.
Okay, to the other side, this doesn't matter what they say because I'm thickalicious and I'm damn good. Yes, I am. Mm-hmm. So my thing is the submission thing, the whole submission thing. Submission has been taken out of content on men and women. So it's not just women. It's not that we do not know how to submit. The question is, what do we submit to? Tell me what we submit to.
The women's movement, that was the white woman's movement.
Come on,
that wasn't no black woman's movement.
It came over the civil rights movement.
Third of all, this whole thing about lowering standards, what was it again? Concessions, okay.
Concessions, we come back to that.
This whole thing of concessions, some people say it's called settling. Everybody settles, okay? Because you ain't everything that man wanted in a woman. And he ain't everything you wanted, okay? So everybody's settling, okay? Now, you might not, as a woman, as an educated woman, you might not want a guy that cannot get a job because he has a record, okay? And if you're a guy who has kept yourself and has no children, you might not want a woman with 8 kids. But everybody's they're gonna settle. You're gonna settle, I don't care who it is, because you might be a little chunkier than the woman that he prefers. He might not make as much money as a woman that you would prefer in a man. So let's start with this whole settling thing, because everybody's gonna settle. And that's what's keeping a lot of women, you go back to what you said, single, that's what's keeping you single, is because that's another antidote. These expectations. If you fat, get a fat man, okay? Don't say you want a man that's buff and you weigh 250. Same thing, men. Don't say I don't want no woman with kids and you got 8. Don't do that.
what's with this number?
Keep it real. Okay, well, 5, 4, 3, whatever. Get in your lane. If you know what you are, only expect your partner to bring to the table what you bring to the table.
Exactly. Now,
Okay? Now, that's not settling. That's keeping it real.
At the end of the day, to each his own. Do what's best for you. Get what you want, whether they small or big. Like I said, I'm delicious, and I don't give a damn about it.
And some brothers like that.
Yes, they do. Mhm.
But some don't.
Some don't. That's their
Okay?
problem. That's their problem.
So whatever it is,
Yes, it
and
is.
let's also clear this up too before I sit down. It's not for a woman to choose a man.
It's for the man.
It's for the man to choose the woman. Okay? So let's stop this right now. Let's none of us say, women, go get you a man that's this. That's not what they're supposed to be doing. A woman cannot ask to be married. She has to be asked.
Right.
So the onus is on us as men, all right, to get our mind off of sex and say, okay, I'm ready to go get a woman and have a relationship.
Right. I agree with that, but what I'm saying, choose the one for you. It's nothing wrong with being single.
Women that cannot choose.
Let's go to the next one. And while Mr. Dean was already up,
I don't have no problem with that. I don't have no problem respecting your wife, okay? But, you know, we men. I mean, we need to get back to men running the show. That's not. I'm not speaking from a chauvinistic perspective or dominating or domineering perspective. There is a loss of men being men. What happened to men calling the shots?
Put the flag down.
Exactly. Like what? Like, you know, there is a reason why, you know, I have a penis and I am the man. And why I'm supposed to be the provider and supposed to be providing security for you and taking care of you, and if I'm fulfilling all those requirements, why should I have to check with you?
all right. And so that was clip number 3. And Miss Erica would like to address Dean on those thoughts. Come on down, Erica and Dean.
Mr. Dean, this is my question. What does happen to be a man have to do with checking in with your wife? When you said that statement, I thought maybe Dean wasn't married before. Maybe he wasn't in a committed long-term relationship where checking in is not something seen as submissive or lowering yourself. I just didn't understand that clip, so I'm looking to be enlightened.
That's not what I said.
Okay, you said, why would I have to check in?
Oh, okay.
Because I'm a man.
Okay. You referring to?
That's what you said.
This was the example I gave my good friend that worked with me at the bureau. Right? He worked with me at the bureau, and he basically he was like I guess really in love with his wife, I guess, which is great, you know. And so we were supposed to go out, and I asked him. I think I said, you know, what's going on this weekend? Are we supposed to hook up or whatever? He was like, what did I say? He said something like, right. I said, no. What he said was, I said, what you doing this weekend? He's like, whatever my wife tell me to do. Yeah. So that's where that comment came from. And that's fine. I wasn't arguing that. I guess in the context of the conversation that we were having, I guess when I say men being men, I guess I say men not having to be, I got to be careful how I word it. I guess men being in control of themselves, I guess. And, you know, I didn't have no problem with him saying that, you know, well, I got to check, well, that wasn't really what he was saying. He was basically saying, I'm going to do whatever she tells me to do. I had a problem with that. So I had an issue with that.
Why? Because that's that man's wife. They have a relationship that's beyond you and him. That's
might be the case.
A higher level than, you know, any kind of friendship.
And I don't have a problem with that. But he said it in such a way.
Why? It doesn't degrade you as a man to have to check to see what. But that's how you put it off. You put it off like it degrades you as a man to have to check.
Okay. Well, you know, it's left open to interpretation. So I'm gonna leave it at that.
So you didn't mean it that way.
No, I mean, well.
Because your brother's not backing you.
I'm not. I have my own opinion, so I don't have to back it.
Okay,
So, but
that's fine.
that was no, really not. Because I'm gonna say what I want to say, and I don't really care what people think. So you know, when he said it, it was just like, well, I'm gonna do whatever she tell me to do. It was just kind of like, well.
So what's your problem with it?
You know, okay, man, do whatever she tell you to do, but I mean, don't, you know, that's cool. That's cool. I just, you know, I guess in the context of we speaking this in this conversation, I guess.
Somebody help.
We were talking. We having a conversation about submission and subservience and etc. And so I was just like, you know, men need to be men. I'm like, is she telling you that you can't go anywhere or do anything, or is it just because how you feel about it? And I don't know about it. You know, I wouldn't have been like that. I think.
How would you have been?
Well, I think I would have had a certain type of relationship with my wife where I can say, well, this is what I'm getting ready to do.
Such as what, brother?
And that's what it been. But I wouldn't tell my guys like, well, I'm gonna do whatever my wife tell me to do.
But Dean, it does not devalue you as a man to say I have to check with my wife. But that's how you put the comment out
No,
there.
that's not.
That is,
Yes, it is.
no, feel less than a man. I'm a man. She shouldn't ask me that.
No, it's not.
Come on.
Well, okay. You know what? And again, and it's open to interpretation. So, but that's how I feel about it. So you all can disagree, clown me, whatever.
We're not clowning you. We're not attacking. I just wanted to know.
Okay. Does that answer?
Because before my husband make plans, I want him to check in with me.
And see, he didn't do that. What he did was he just basically blew me off, and so that's what it was like. You know, well, maybe he didn't, and that's fine. I mean,
rescue. He also, the additional portion of the story is that he said he would hang out with him. Then he changed his story after he talked to his wife. And he had an issue with it.
Hey, brother, man.
Okay, let me say this.
And that's okay. But that's okay. And he said, that is okay. Because he may, listen, he may have decided to kick it with you and may have never talked to his wife. Go home, get into a big old argument. He like, listen, I'm going to go talk to my wife. So who he going to please? You or his wife?
And in the big scheme of things, your wife comes first. So,
I don't want to disagree with you, but it's two things. When you're married, you're married. Your wife, she's above. Besides God, that's who you ride with. So if you got to upset your friends, so be it. You supposed to get over it. You ain't supposed to hold no grudges.
I never.
I'm not a guy. Hey, a man got to be a man.
He never got back to me.
He don't have to get back to you.
He don't. But he told me one thing one week, and then he came.
From a grown man to a grown man, you sound hurt.
No, I don't. I use an example. I use an example around the conversation with example. So I don't know whether he told her when he didn't. You know. So
I'm gonna actually defend Dean here for a minute. Right, because I think what he got caught up is I'm gonna do whatever my wife tells me to do. And so what? And he got caught up on the because if a woman said I'm gonna go home and do whatever my husband tell me what I'm gonna do. You'd be like, girl, what are you talking about? And so I think it was just a semantics. What he was saying is just, I need to check in with my wife to see what the plans are for the weekend. Right. So it was just, and he got caught up in the, you're going to go home and ask your wife what we're going to, do whatever she tell me to do. So I think that's what he got caught up on. And granted, because again, if a woman said, I'm going to go home and my husband going to tell me what I'm going to do this weekend. Everybody would be like, what? Excuse me? Are you a slave? What are you talking about? So, but I'm married, and I agree that I think a married couple should discuss it, and if my husband should call home and say, hey, honey, do we have plans this weekend? Or did you have something planned for us? No, I didn't. Okay, well, I'm going to hang out with my guys.
Right.
So,
I agree with that. I agree with that.
Yeah, and I think it was just the way that it was,
One quick thing, because this is my little observation. Brothers do call brothers out on things. And he couldn't have no problem calling out Dean and saying, yeah, brother, that's what you said. My brother didn't have no problem saying, no, brother, that ain't right. Brothers have no problem calling brothers out on things. Let's see what happens.
How y'all doing? Hey, Jim. My boy. You my boy, man, for real. But I'm going to tell you this. When we as men find that woman, that one woman, that makes them feel like, wow. Like they feel when they see us and we, like you said, just trying to get some booty. But when they look at us, man, it's a total different thing the way they see us than the way we see them. But when we find that woman that makes us say, wow, I don't want to play ball today. I don't want to go play no pool today. I don't want to go play and drink with the fellas today. Because the fellas can't help me at home. You know what I'm saying? Because when I leave you, when I get done playing ball, I'm going home to that woman that's going to play ball with me. Because I want to be playing ball. You know what I'm saying? No. All right? Now we don't have to fix it, okay? That sounded real good. And all the women said it was good. And what you said is true for about the first 3, 4, 5 years. Let me fix it, hold on. After a while, you gotta have your own individuality, okay? After a while, yeah, but to the, you know, we don't get to the point where you just, I don't want to do nothing, I just want to be with my wife, and no, brother, no. What I'm saying is, what you saying? What I'm saying is, we choose to be where we want to be. And if we want to be with our woman, our wife, our soulmate, we're going to be right there. It can be 5, 10, 15 years, my brother. This man been married to his wife, and I bet you any money. If she said that she wanted to be at home, he wouldn't have been here tonight. That depends. No, it's not depend, brother. You know what? Last year, wait a minute. I'm gonna tell you. Hold on. I'm gonna tell you. And it ain't got nothing to do with your love for your wife. I love mine dearly. I've been married almost 20 years. Right. But last year, when the Super Bowl was playing, I wasn't going shopping until that game went off. All right? That don't mean I don't love her. I love her dearly. That's why you get you a wife that don't mind watching a football game. All right. Okay. That's fine. But a lot of women ain't gonna do that either, brother. So I thought we wasn't gonna be fluffing in here. You're not married. We're fluffing and BSing in here. Been married for 20 years, my brother. And I know what's going on.
No, wait. It's okay. It's okay if you get a woman that don't want to watch the game with you. That's fine. That's okay. It's okay if she got the things that she wants to do. What I think my brother is saying, if you find a woman that you truly love, you ain't gotta always be hanging with your boys all the time. And no, but it's a lot of guys that you might hang out with will be on you like, man, you soft, you done fell off, you don't want to hang out with your guys no more.
That's because they by themselves.
They may not necessarily be by themselves. They just don't. Exactly. So that's the thing. So Dean, you in a situation where you a single guy, come hang out with me.
And then on that same note, you still gotta be the man that still, I'm gonna be like, you know what? Which one is more important? Do I want to go home with my wife, and I'm staying with knockoff, whatever the case may be. I'm staying with wife. It's a big difference. And if it's the wife, then you say, you know what? I got a lot of longevity I'm trying to deal with this woman. So then, as a man, like, you know what? Hey, I'll catch y'all cats next week and go home with the wife. It's nothing wrong. It's nothing wrong with the gap of doing that.
It's nothing wrong with the gap. However, listen, if you got guys in your life that will continue to push you like that, they don't need to be around you, dog. That should be the end of them. If it's people that won't support you in your relationship or your marriage, they should not be around you. Same thing with women.
Real quick too, just like the man got to check in, the woman got to check in too. She can't, her single girlfriends can't call and say we going out to the club, and she say I got to check on my husband. Nah, I'm going anyway. If he got a curfew, she got a curfew. If he got to check in, she got to check in. It will both ways.
And I'm gonna say absolutely.
I guess I'm just saying it's being taken out of context. I think everybody's just just saying that there's mutual respect that's given. It's just mutual respect. It's not about what anybody gotta do. It's about being good to each other and taking care of each other. That's all everybody is saying. But it's taken out of kick.
But in any case, Brother D Almighty, he is the youngest brothers among the brothers of the round table. So we all are learning, and so is he. So then therefore, we are not going to just allow you all to pick on him, but y'all can go ahead and beat up on him a little bit.
Hi, I'm Tia. Hello. I think what just happened is a prime example of us as women seeing who's ready and who's not.
Yeah.
Okay? That's all that just happened. Some people are ready, right? Some people are not. We spoke, or the panel spoke earlier about red flags. So, please don't take it the wrong way. But in his case, right, I'm sure he'll probably present some red flags, which indicates that he's not ready.
Ready for what?
A relationship, per se. Not that he's a bogus man, not that he will do you wrong, right? But just that he's not ready.
Can I ask you a question real quick?
Yes.
There's some women that would accept him
And
when
I'm
he
fine.
is in a relationship, and they would think that he's more than ready.
And you're right. What I'm talking about is just as women, right? As women, is that, you know, we always, or earlier, the guys were saying that we don't see red flags. Right. They are subtle, right? And we do see them, and we do have, what was it called? Intuition, right? But again, we do choose to not pay attention. Again, in some instances where we see the red flags, they're not terrible. It's just that they're not ready. And so I do appreciate you making that comment to say, yeah, he's younger, right? He's the youngest guy on the panel. And he's learning from you guys, which is good that he's around you, right? But he's just not ready. And it's okay. Excuse me. In his case, right? He might be the brother that says, I just want to fuck. He might need to be clear in that and say that he just want to screw, because at this time he's not ready. But again, it is our responsibility to know that he's not ready. He's not mean. He's not wrong. I keep saying he's just not ready. But he's just not ready.
That's not
and
true.
then we move on.
That's not true.
Okay, well, you say, because I know I want to say
we
something.
can move on, but I will say this because he is the youngest. But then I'm going to say that because he has a different conception that another person may have on a particular subject, that doesn't mean that he's not well put together in a lot of other different areas. So there could be quite as much balance, but like I always say, women have the power, and if the woman want that man to come home after whatever or come with, if she has that power.
But right now, I mean, as far as him coming home afterwards, I'm going to put that in the
But that's all we're talking about.
Hold on. I'm going to put that in a spouse perspective. I was talking about a significant other, boyfriend, girlfriend, getting to know somebody perspective. Because there are different scenarios here, right? In some instances, we're talking about marriage. Right. In some instances, we're talking about going together. In some instances, we're talking about courting, right? So in his instance, he might be a good courter, right? He might not be a good husband at this time, but he might be a good boyfriend too. But he might not be ready for us who want a husband, or for us who want an exclusive relationship. And hold on one moment, if I can say this and I'm gonna go sit down. The other thing is, the type of person I am is vice versa, okay? Though I'm saying these things about you, I will accept the onus and say, okay, well, it's the same for me too. Maybe I'm not at this time ready to be courted. Maybe at this time I'm not ready to be the relationship either. And maybe at this time I ain't ready to be wife. Okay?
Thank you so much.
My name is Soterio Harris. You know, when I heard you speak, Dean, you guys got to understand the perspective he was coming from. He wasn't trying to denounce his brother from being respectful to his wife. I'm single. He's single. What we're saying with the response that his friend gave, and correct me if I'm wrong, it kind of shocked him. Because single men, we never had to do that. So when you look at your boy and you go, man, what you about to do? Oh man, I gotta go home and ask my wife. Like, nigga, what? And so we gotta stop and go, man, he is married. But like we joke with each other, like, nigga, what? You couldn't tell me a week ago you couldn't do this. What's up? So Dean was coming from a single man, just like me, a single guy. And so when we hear things like, I gotta go ask my wife, we never had to do that. So it's a shock to us. Does it make sense? I mean, but it's not now. So you get out of practice, just like how we all get out of practice. So, Dean, to me, what you said was just a natural response to your boy saying that to you. I don't think you were trying to, as a single man, you wasn't trying to tell him to devalue his relationship. He's 20, how old are you, Dean? 30. Dean is ready to be married. When he gets married, he'll be ready for marriage. Now, you can't rap a person
you ready to be married?
So then I understood what you were saying. You were just saying, man, it shocked me when I heard that, and you gave a shocking response like, nigga, what? You got it. Then you thought about it. That nigga is married. I'm going by myself, right? So you got to
Loxy, I see you.
This girl, this Fox, thinks she gonna eat our loaded yam, the whole thing, but that ain't going on. Jimmy Jam gonna smash it. With my guest, Xavia Fox from Xavia Fox Talks.
And you can tell everybody what you want to be called by.
Xavia Fox here, still on the red carpet.
Represents X.